evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is Drop a Nugget coming to you with the Poetry Corner. And I have Simply Nye here. Nye is a poet. Nye, I want to thank you first and foremost for coming on tonight for this brief Drop a Nugget Poets Corner segment.
Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure.
All right, awesome. So, Nye, I know that you write. You're a writer, and you write songs, you write poetry. So you're very talented. I'd like to know where it comes from. Where do you pull from your writing, and does it take you a long time? What's your technique? What's your strategy? And what encourages you to write?
Um, does it take me a long time? No. Usually, if it's something that's really pressing on me, sometimes I can write a poem in like 5 minutes. And mind you, I'm not a short poem writer. That's actually one of the things that I'm actually trying to work on now, learning how to have that same impact, same meaningfulness in less words, just to have different styles of poems. But yeah, even with long poems, it can take me anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. Um, my style, technique, I guess I could just say my technique would be rawness, uniqueness, authenticity, genuineness, to not censor how my emotions are feeling. Writing is, that's the one place where you can say anything you want to say. And so that's how I approach my writing. It's a moment for me to get all the real feelings out. And I guess that's also why it may be so fast. It just pours all out.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so you would say, because most people would say 5, even 20 minutes is short. That's a quick time to be able to write, and if you're doing that consistently, then wow, like that you said it pours out, it pours out. But where does that come from? And I noticed that in your describing your style, one of the first things you said was it's rawness. What do you mean by that?
Um, well, if you think of raw, it's nothing added to it. Um, some senses, nothing taken away. Um, I mean, like I said, uncensored. It's not censored. Just how I'm feeling in
Okay.
that moment, without trying to put too much thought into it about, oh, this is supposed to be a poem, so maybe it has to sound this way, or so on and so forth. It's just, this is a moment for me to express myself, just like you would writing in your diary. So
Okay. Okay. So it's your form of expressing, it's your form of communication almost?
yeah.
Okay. All right, awesome. So how old were you when you first started writing?
uh Yeah, you would have to ask my mom about that one. But I think I was pretty young. It runs in my family. My mom was a writer. My mom is a writer. My sister is a writer. Uh, my family just we write. So it was just always in me. So at the moment that I could formulate words to, be put together in a functional sense, I was writing poetry. So,
Do you remember the first piece you wrote that you categorized or identified as a writing piece? What was the first thing that you wrote, or the first thing you remember writing?
the first thing, I don't remember that.
Well, the first thing you remember writing. What age were you, and do you remember what it was for?
um, well, I think I could remember back to middle school, probably about 10 or 11, and just writing. I guess I was kind of writing to myself, just about, I was writing to my future self
Hmm.
to always remember to keep loving my heart and remain a genuine, caring, and loving person.
Oh, that's deep. Okay, you went deep on us. At 10 or 11, first thing you recall writing was a letter to your future self to remember, let me get it right, to remember to always love yourself.
Love myself, stay loving, stay a loving person, a kind person, a caring person, and don't let, be genuine. Don't let life struggles change who I am.
Wow, wow, that's so deep. That's so deep at 10, 11. Wow, I don't know what I was thinking about it at 10 or 11. I mean, yeah, I was a writer and I wrote, but I don't know if I had that language to identify it and categorize it to be talking about writing to my future self. Remember to, okay, okay, you went there on me. You took me there. Now I'm gonna have to do some soul searching. And what was I doing at that age? What was I writing? So, so with that said, I'd love to hear a piece. Will you share a piece with us?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. You have the stage. Nigh in our poetry corner. Go forth. You know what you're gonna share?
Uh, just gotta find a piece.
Okay, so while you're finding that piece, it brings another question to mind. Do you commit your work to memory?
I don't.
Okay. Is
I'm
that
not.
by choice or like so
Um.
much? What's the reason?
Um. I haven't actively ever been against it, but nothing in me ever yearned to be able to remember them off the top of my head. For one, I do write so much that it would be kind of hard. I always felt like. Um, Also, I don't know. I guess to me, sometimes when I saw people that remembered their poems, I don't know. I thought maybe sometimes it lost a bit of its feeling, like it became something just to commit to memory, sort of a gimmick instead of
Mm.
making sure I get out all of how I wrote it in its original way, because I wrote it in its original way for a reason. and I want that
Mhm.
originality to be portrayed, because a lot of times I find that people that remember their poems often forget a word or two, and so they'll replace it. But with me, I don't want to replace that word because I use that word for a specific reason. If even if it was the word the or and, you
Wow.
know, it was for a reason that I used that word, and so I always just stuck to reading it how I wrote it.
Wow. So for you, rather than committing it to memory, going back and reading it gives you that same emotion and passion of when that you felt when you wrote it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Woo! You too deep for me. So are you ready to share that piece with us?
Yes, yes, I am.
All right.
I'm gonna share a piece. Um, has a bit of length to it. As I said, I'm a long poem writer, but it's a deep one. So in light of our conversation, I think I'll share this one. It's called Naked.
Okay. Whoa. Get ready, get ready, get ready. We're coming with the naked.
So just a quick synopsis of it. This was a poem that, I wrote just about our society and how I see it in this day and age, and how people and the relation between nakedness of the emotions and nakedness physically, and just how that relates to each other. Why do we feel more naked the less naked we are? Like, it's okay for him to see your stretch marks, but not your emotional scars. It's okay for her to see your bullet wounds, but not that you have a heart. We can expose the physical battles that almost took us out, but not the emotional ones that to this day beat us down. It's okay for you to make room for him inside of you, but when you ask him to spoon, he has better things to do. And she was willing to be your honey as long as you were spending money. But when it stopped being sunny, that's when she started acting funny. Honestly, it's crazy. We can't show love because we're lazy. You tell them love is a verb, and all they ask is, will it pay me? Money, sex, alcohol, and Tex Mex. Chipotle is my life, living from check to check. If he ain't giving dick, he's a bum. She ain't trying to drip, so she dumb. You don't know her voice lest she come, and you can't recall his name because he didn't leave you numb. And on everything I love, that's really some dumb stuff, but I'ma sip my Captain Rum. You think that you can hide if you hypnotize him with your behind, but you're only running from yourself. Then that's not just a cliche line. And yo, my dude, I know she's rude, and if you're too soft, then you should probably move. But don't try to make her choose between her dignity and your rules. Point is, ain't nobody one sided. Everybody's out here lying. And that makes it even less okay. Don't know who will be by your side when you're dying. You say you came here alone, so you're fine leaving the same way, but yo, be real. That's no one's preference, not even in this day. I'm just saying, try being naked, not the one with your clothes off and asking daddy for a spanking, but the one where you let your walls down and you let yourself smile. Yeah, you're gonna get hurt, but lack of love would only be letting yourself down. Shoot, how else you gonna learn and grow? If you know a different way, let me know. Cause last time I checked, we all humans, and ain't nobody that's sitting here wouldn't rather be winning than losing. And I tell you right now, if your heart dead, you already lost. Souls are expensive, and love is how much a soul costs. So I don't know. You a punk or can you take it? You say you gully and whatnot, but have you really tried being naked?
Woo! All right. Wow.
How many paragraphs was that?
What? Where did that come from? Like,
Well, it was just a thought that popped in my head actually. Um uh it's just it was just one day, I think I was like on the bus on my way home from work and this just thought just crossed my mind about um how do I formulate this? I thought I had a thought about how naked you can feel
mm,
when you expose your emotional self to someone. And I know how uncomfortable that can be. And so I was just like, wow. And then I think about, and then I then transferred my thoughts, then transferred into thinking about how in this generation, this day and age, it's so common for everyone to be so quick to take their clothes off and be physically naked.
mm.
And so then from there, I just started thinking about, well, how come, it's okay to be naked
Right, right,
physically.
right, right, right.
Right. It's okay to be naked physically. That's nothing. But when you exposing yourself emotionally, that's where
Mm,
the problems come in. And then that's where I just came up with that first line. Why do we feel more naked the less naked we are?
So we quick to undress the body, but can't undress the mind. So we stuck under mass.
Or the soul.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Woo! All right, all right, all right. Wow, that's deep, and that's a lot of food for thought. You're triggering my poetic flow, but this is your moment, so I won't go there. Um, I really appreciate you sharing that. I know you have a lot more. I don't want to give it all away. So, how can people find you? How can they tap into what you're doing? Are you writing any books? What you got coming up?
I do have some poetry books coming up. A couple of things in the works. Something of my own, as well as something that my mother and my sister we've been trying to collaborate on and pull it together and get it finalized. So yeah, got some things coming out, and as of now, I can be found on Instagram um, under
Yeah.
Boulevard Music. Yeah,
You want to spell it?
yeah, Boulevard Music. BLVD, like the abbreviation of Boulevard, BLVD,
Okay, so
and
that's
then
B, Bobby, B for Bobby,
L as in Larry,
L is in
V
Larry,
as in
V is in
V as in
Victor,
Victor, D as
D
in
is in
David,
David.
and music, MWZK. So then that would be M as in Mary, W as in Winona,
Oh,
um,
okay, now you're confusing us. Okay, so it's Boulevard
music.
Music.
Right.
Music spelled M-U.
No. MWZK.
Okay, music spelled M-W-Z-K.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, awesome. So Beloved Music, M-W-Z-K is the music, and Boulevard. Boulevard Music. Let me get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
But
write it
I
down
mean
too.
that is a play off of it,
Love
Beloved
it.
Boulevard.
Yeah, I spilled that. So that's a spin-off of it, but it's spelled Boulevard, the
Yeah.
abbreviation for Boulevard, BLVD, and music, MWZK.
W Z K.
All
And
right,
it's
that's on Instagram.
all one word, no dots, underscore, spaces, nothing.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so that's a little catchy one. Hope y'all got that. Look forward to supporting you and bringing you back and hearing some more of your stuff and your deep thinking and your elevated mind, taking us into the poetic realm in my poetry corner. So I thank you for being a part of this. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me and having me here to share my thoughts. And thanks for listening. And yeah.
All right, awesome. So on that note, we're going to bid you a good night. We're going to say peace. One.
All right.